As we saw in this past election, sadly, we ain't ready. That's why I'm like, don't even look at me about running, because you all are lying. You're not ready for a woman. You are not.
Do you think that that impacts the room that we've made for a woman to be president?
Well, as we saw in this past election, sadly, we ain't ready. That's why I'm like, don't even look at me about running, because you all are lying. You're not ready for a woman. You are not. So don't waste my time. You know, we got a lot of growing up to do. And there's still, sadly, a lot of men who do not feel like they can be led by a woman, and we saw it. What was the question?
I just said, we don't need to ask it again. You answered it.
You said, don't even look at me about running, because you all are lying. You're not ready for a woman. You're not. As a country, what do we need to do to be ready?
Change takes time, and context matters, right? 50 years ago, we were fighting for the Equal Rights Bill. You know, I mean, there are people alive today, you know, that, couldn't marry the opposite race, couldn't love who you loved. I mean, this is recent history of a country that's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. But that means that the remnants of what has been there and what we've been socialized is really deeply embedded in who we are. And whether people really feel yet that they can follow a woman as president, like, we would just be silly to think that there aren't just some gut kind of, I don't know. Like, we're not even analyzing what those feelings are about, because we're trying to pretend like it's all better. And I just think, well, how could it be all better? I mean, we've been feeding off of this bone for so long. It doesn't just go away. It takes time, right? So, but we're moving. We are moving in that direction. So that statement was, there was the humor of it, like, stop looking at me, right? So that it's also my wry humor. It's like, come on, people. There were people who, there are men out there that were not going to vote for a woman. That's those, people have had those conversations, right? Let's just be real about it, and let's put that on the table and talk about, well, what's that about? Let's not be mad because I made the statement. Let's look at the fact that we've had two really qualified female candidates. One who was First Lady, Secretary of State, well-educated, my husband beat her, right? People were more comfortable with him as a newcomer, right? And now we just had the former vice president. We've had qualified women, and they just, again, if they're not perfect and they don't cross every T and dot every I, there's a falling shortness that is happening that I'd say, look, well, why can't we talk about that? Why are we pretending that didn't just happen? It doesn't mean that women should roll up their sleeves and call it a day, like, we're still growing, So yeah, I think it's gonna happen. Are we ready now? I don't know. Prove us wrong. I would love that, right?
I want this video to somehow get to Michelle Obama. Michelle, we need you. You were a magnificent First Lady. You are already known. You are already respected. You are already loved. And this country needs you. Anybody who feels the same way as I do, stitch this video, duet it, repost it, share it, make your own video, whatever we have to do. Because this country is in a hot mess right now. Biden is just too old, and Trump is Trump. And I believe that Michelle Obama is the only person that can beat Trump. I just, that's how I feel. And Michelle, we need you. This country needs you desperately. anybody else who feels like this, please, like I said, share my video if you don't like making videos, or duet it or stitch it or make your own video. Please, Michelle Obama, for the country. This is a huge ask. I would never, ever, ever want that job. But I firmly believe that you are the only person that could win over Trump at this point. And we need you desperately. And we think highly of you. And I don't know. I just have to put this out there because this is scary. It's very scary. And so anybody who feels like me, like I said, make your video, do whatever. But please, Michelle, please, Mrs. Obama. I shouldn't call you Michelle. I don't know you. Please, Mrs. Obama, if you can withstand being president, I'm asking you, please do so. We need you. This country needs you. All of us people who are sitting on our decks, who are not in the political world, do not have those connections. All we can do is vote for who's on the ticket, who the party puts on the ticket. And I 100% believe that the Democratic Party would back you, hands down back you as a candidate. And we need you desperately. Desperately, America needs you. I don't know that this will ever find you, but if it does, bless you. Bless you, God. You're amazing. You're amazing. Anybody who feels this way, again, just keep the message out there. Thank you.
Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, I recommend you do so. I'll be very, very grateful, because today we'll be looking on some amazing topic, as Michelle Obama has been forced into the 2028 election. And if you have watched the video till now, please just take a moment, let's complete the video. I'll be right back shortly so we can talk more on this.
Does anybody doubt right now, as we sit here on this day, November 17th, 2025, that if Michelle Obama came out today and said, I'm going to be the Democratic nominee, I aspire to be the Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States of America, who would beat her? It's going to be Josh Shapiro. It's going to be Gavin Newsom. It's going to be Governor Beshear in Kentucky. Who do the Democrats have that could compete with Michelle Obama? What do you mean the country isn't ready? The country isn't ready, so you'd lose to J.D. Vance? Really? Or you couldn't have a chance to beat Marco Rubio, who I think is the best candidate the Republicans have for the presidency? Because Trump ain't circumventing the 22nd Amendment and is going to be ready to be able to run for a third term. So if Michelle Obama is really, really serious about what she's saying, she's also arguably seriously false. Because I believe she'd cakewalk to the Democratic nomination. And I believe she could win it all. Do you want it? Can't knock you if you don't. You're the first lady. You had experiences at the White House that most wouldn't have. You would know better than most of us. But the bottom line is, if that's the case, then say so. Don't look at this country and point to men and act like we wouldn't vote for you. Yes, we would. Yes, we would. There's plenty of men that I know that will vote for Michelle Obama. And I can't imagine any Democrat who wouldn't. Class personified, educated, smart, excellent orator. The first man who would be the first man in American history also happens to be the former president who has a similar reputation by her side. Run, Michelle, run. Run.
The reason why I don't want to run for president, I can't speak for Oprah, but my sense is that, first of all, you have to want the job.
Yes.
And
There's that.
And it has to, and you just can't say, well, you're a woman, run.
Right, right.
And we can't look for women like that. We can't just say, let's find the women we like and then ask them to do it.
Right.
Because there are millions of women out here who are inclined, who
Yes.
do have the passion for politics.
Right.
I have never had the passion for politics. I just happen to be married to somebody who has the passion for politics, and he drugged me kicking and screaming into this arena.
Yeah.
This has, so just because I gave a good speech and I'm smart and intelligent doesn't mean that I should be the next president. That's not how we should pick the president.
Right.
That's been our problem. We're very short-sighted about how we think about selecting the commander-in-chief. And over the course of the last campaign, I gave people some indications. I tried to give people some hints about what we should be looking for. This is a very hard job. It is the hardest job on the planet. It requires deep intellect, a knowledge of history, a desire for facts and taking in information. The person, and I'm not making a joke, I'm just saying that I said this on the campaign trail. I was like, look, I've been in the White House for 8 years. I have watched the job. Hillary has watched the job. What we don't do is ask the other folks who've done it. People didn't take my advice. You gotta read a lot. I said one thing is that you can't just say you're gonna pick the best advisors, because every advisor is gonna give the president 5 different opinions. And for the hardest problems that come to the president's desk, the president has to sort through 5, 6, 7 different opinions, all the gray.
If Trump does change the law and runs for a 3rd term, hypothetically, do you think your husband would consider running?
I hope not. I would actively work against that. And maybe a lot of people will be like, good, we don't want him anyway. And I'm like, yeah, that's what right. I do believe in the need for new vision. The 2 terms is not just about we like him and we want it. It's just like we're changing and growing so fast. This is a hard job. It requires new energy, new vision all the time, new ways of looking at the world. So I do believe that 8 years is enough. And there's so many talented people out there. Like, why will we keep going with the same people? And how are we going to build young leaders if the same people keep doing it again and again and again? This country is constantly evolving. What are the next thoughts? This new generation is coming up. They travel more. They know more about the world. They're exposed in a different way. Like, I am really, really curious about their perspectives on how to fix some of this stuff. Like, we don't have all the answers, and that's okay. That's why we move.
Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. So if you have watched the video till now, I'm very, very grateful. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, I'm pleading just take a moment to subscribe, to turn on your notification. So according to the video, I've seen how Michelle Obama has been actually asked about her opinion going in for the 2028 election, and what she said was actually very, very brilliant, and it's making sense if you think about it, because she believes that they need to give room for new leadership. America need to experience new leadership, but the Americans are finding it very, very difficult because of what the Obamas have done to Americans. They cannot just wrap their head around it, because the Obamas were very, very good, and their decisions were so accurate that made America to go up to that level. So that's why they thought of this, since they were unable to get back Obama. They say maybe going to the wife would be a very, very good solution. Meanwhile, she is not interested, according to what she said in the video. And we have also seen many scenarios like this. She was trying to break it down to us that although America is that developed, but not to the extent that they are going to accept a female as a president. Yeah, and some Americans were actually, they think that she was just trying to run away from the political game. Meanwhile, both of us, we actually know that she's very used to with the political game because she has been there before, not actually as a president, but she has been a wife to a president, so she have some of this experience that the Americans think is very okay for her to become the next president. Like I said, that we have seen a lot of scenarios like this, like in the 2016 that Hillary Clinton was actually very close to becoming the president, but still yet her dreams were turned down. So that's one of the reasons why Michelle Obama think her being the president is a bit difficult. Not like she don't like being the president, in as much as she thinks there's a lot of things she still needs to commit to before being the president, that she still needs to learn how to adapt. But these are one of the main reasons, because she thinks gender bias still exists, and it's actually openly, but some of the Americans, they just find it very difficult that gender bias still exists. Meanwhile, it still exists, and due to the fact, like I said, for someone to be a president, you cannot force someone to be a president. It needs to come from a place of love, caring. You need to, because they say for you to do something and becoming successful, you need to have the passion in it. And we have actually seen the way she made her speech look like she don't want to become the president, and the decision, her ideas, and the mentality she stated, or she was trying to pass on to us, was very accurate, because actually we need to give room for new leaders instead of returning to the old ones, and that is very accurate if you ask me. Please, like I said, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. You turn on all your notifications, because we are going to be dropping more updates about these situations like this and many more. So see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.